So here are a bunch of sneakers that I've been wearing and more of a long-term wear test. And the first three that I'll mention is more of a just an update in terms of how they feel. I haven't changed my mind too much on how the sneakers and the ratings that I gave them. And the first one up is the Jordan 1 Low 85. And this particular one I've worn probably maybe once, and you can sort of see on the toe box there's quite a lot of creasing already, so that kind of infers to me that the leather on this isn't as great a quality as led to believe, but it does feel sort of soft to the touch, but you will see a lot of creasing on these. But what I will say about this particular 85 pair is the polyurethane wedge that's in here does provide that a lot of softness and a little bit of bounciness that you normally don't get in Air Jordan 1 Lows, and the air unit you can feel it a little bit more than say the standard OG Lows Air Jordan Low ones that you have. So for that reason I think it's a cool silhouette as well, especially this one as well. I like the metallic navy colour on it, and it just looks quite sort of nice on foot, especially if you're dressing for sort of smart occasions. And then the next one up is the Crocs Clog, Comfort Clog, and this one is one of those ones where I actually enjoy wearing them, but they feel very soft on foot. So when you sort of squish down on this midsole area, it's really soft and easy to wear. What I will say about this particular one though is they do bottom out quite quickly, and maybe after sort of wearing them for about a couple of weeks, that softness sort of goes away, and then it kind of sort of settles in and becomes a bit more denser on foot. And not to say it's bad feeling, but just sort of the softness level does sort of tend to run out quite quickly. But overall, still a nice pair to have just to kind of wear, on a day-to-day basis, especially around the house. And then next up is the 991 V2. So I wanted to give an update on these. They kind of loosened up quite a lot, what I'll say, especially on the upper. So they feel sort of quite comfortable. And I'm a UK size, so I went up half size with these, and I felt they're fine. I could probably have went true to size and maybe broken them in, but I kind of like the extra bit of space around here because I have a wide foot. However, what I will say is initially when I first looked at these, and someone did comment on one of the videos quite recently saying it's got heavy midsole, I wear a smaller size, so I don't feel like the weight as much. But what I will say is because it's got a fuel cell in there, it provides more responsiveness, so you don't feel the weight as much. But after wearing these kind of all day, and a few times, especially over the summer, the midsole does feel heavy. So I will give it that. It does feel heavy. Not to say it's uncomfortable, but it does kind of bottom out a bit as well. And then next up we have the Air Rift. This is the one that I didn't get along with. So there's three pairs here that I haven't got along with, and the first one up is the Air Rift from Nike, and this one I really wanted to like it just because of the fact that it's kind of almost got that orthopedic type feel to it and very good for the summertime. So I have a couple of issues with this. The actual fit over the trainer feels really nice. However, the back ankle collar, found that is rubbing. If you're wearing like barefoot, because obviously it's got a split toe shape, if you wear these barefoot, this liner sort of rubs up against my back of my ankle, so it's not a good thing for that. And then secondly, the comfort level, even though it's got an air unit in there, initially I gave this a 5, and putting them on feet, cold, they feel really nice on foot, but the more you sort of wear them, the more they start feeling a bit stiff and a bit horrible, I suppose, is probably the word, and very firm on foot. So I kind of walked around in these, spent a couple of times making, thought maybe second time I wear them with socks and see how I feel, but they just feel very like you're working too hard in them basically. So it's not something for me. Good as a casual wear sneaker, but not something that you'd use for, I suppose, everyday use, I guess. So for me, it's a bit of a no-no. And then the next one on the list is the Numeric 480, and this is the Jeremy Fish collab. And I've worn these a few times, and as you can sort of see, it hasn't got too much wear on there. But it's not so much the midsole outsole, that's quite heavy on foot. Not to say it's too bad, but the feeling that I have from this is the arch support, the way the insole is, it kind of feels very sort of tight around here. And then I also get a lot of tightness around the upper as well, so that's the reason why I don't tend to get on with these. and I thought maybe it's a bit of a, you know, sort of time to sort of break them in, but just doesn't feel very nice on foot. And you know, I prefer SB Dunks. I know some people sort of say this is nicer, and maybe it just needs more time to break in, but at the moment I'm just not feeling them. They look really cool and I really wanted to sort of love them, but for me it's not something that I'd be keeping. And then lastly, you have the Air Max Sunder. This is a sneaker that I feel really disappointed about, because I wanted to love them so much. I just really love the look of them, and I think they're awesome to look at. It just so happens that I just don't get on with them. I'm really happy with the underfoot comfort, the midsole outsole combination. It feels quite sort of firm on foot, but you still get the Air Max type comfort level, and I kind of like that. It's similar to like an Air Max Plus, because they're similar types of technology. However, my issue with this is not so much the inner lining. This is fine, and I feel happy wearing it when I have this, but it's more when you sort of tighten this up. And I went half size up on these. However, once I sort of tighten them up, I just get a lot of pressure, especially on my right foot. And you know, I thought initially it would be just time to sort of break in, and I wore them first time around for a couple of hours, and then tried wearing them for pretty much a full day, and again, you know, with the zip up, and it just really sort of dismangled my foot completely. So it's something that I really wanted to like, but I think my issue is could I have a wide foot. It's just one of those sneakers that it's just not going to be for me, I'm afraid. And I think even if I went up a full size, I still don't think it's going to make much of a difference because of the way this tightness feels. And it has been made as a women's shoe, so I did know that going into it, but I just didn't think it would be as tight as it is, because I've have other women's sneakers and they've been fine. But this one in particular, just sadly, you know, it's not one for me. Yeah, I really love the look of these, and probably the most disappointed by these because of that as well.